back once again. Today we are reacting to Vrchat Dating is the Worst by Royalty is Here. So I've seen a couple of this guy's videos. He makes some pretty good videos. And so I'm interested to see what this is about. VRChat Dating is the worst. Now, I have some history with VRChat. I played it for quite a while during my young adult years. And so I want to see what this guy's, I guess, perception of it is. I mean, I would guess it's negative considering he said it's the worst. So I don't know if like he's a normie to it, but I can't wait to see the crazy rabbit hole of things he's going to mention. Or maybe it's just surface level, who knows. But yeah, let's get into it.
So, I've made a lot of videos on VRChat, two to be exact. One going through the deep crevice that is VRChat and its many problems, like kids
Yeah. Many problems. Yeah, it's like some of those adults just don't know when to just leave. Like they just hear a female voice. I mean, it could be a kid, it could not be a kid. It's kind of hard to tell in VR chat. And like some of the ones that do check, it's like an instant block from them, but I mean, that's a good thing. But some of them, it's like they indulge being like, "Hey, girl," or something like that. Kind of weird behavior.
invading the lobbies and experiencing trauma on the same level as watching Uncle Ben being shot 5 times over and then getting gritted on, or parental negligence, like most kids nowadays are experiencing. And in my second
Yeah.
video, we went over the predators of
I do wonder, like, in that first video, do you say parental negligence as in, like, the people in the game should be blocking him or blocking them, the kids? Or is it the adults, the parents, that aren't watching the kids? And so they're being able to experience all that stuff in VR chat, which they shouldn't be.
VRChat, which was not even interesting. It was a horror story with how rampant it is on.
Dead and famous purple buds. I'm guessing the purple buds is a quest user because that means they have a guest account and they probably just made a random username. And the other guy is probably a legendary purple orange somewhere around there and is probably trying to give the kid or something a lap dance. I don't know.
on VRChat, and the fact the devs have put nothing
Or possibly they're having the person, the kid, sit on their lap. I don't know which one, but both are terrible.
in place to protect the children that play this game. And don't even ban these people that have been confirmed to be predators and target children. And even if they do, they'll just. And don't even ban these people that have been confirmed.
I'm trying to see. So I don't know if the girl on the right is supposed to be the kid or if the kid's the one with the e-boy model. But I would imagine it's the e-boy because he just comes up to the girl. I don't know if he's like trying to touch her butt or like trying to give her a hug from behind. Because I have seen some people do that.
To be predators and target.
Oh, I'm guessing he whipped out his dick. Interesting. Interesting play. Let's see how that works out for him.
Children. And even if they do, they'll just make another account because they won't get IP or hardware banned.
I mean, yeah, it's like they're not getting IP banned or anything like that. Like, the more that I think about it, how much of a problem that was in VR chat, because I just remember all of the hackers or cheaters, I don't know what you want to call them, the people that would DDoS other people would just like instantly make new accounts. I don't remember if they would get the same names that they had, but they would just instantly like just be banned and then be back with a new account the next day. But I would imagine for the normal people and probably these perverts that it's more of a hassle to make a new account and then having to find all those friends. Most people, I think, in VRChat have like a few hundred friends. And so trying to remember all those friends or at least try and refriend your small group would get annoying after a while. But then again, that's just me. Where it's like, I would never want my account banned and having to make a new account. But yeah, these skimpy models, and I don't know if any of them are kids. Like, from the blurred image, it looks like somebody's probably naked with their dick out. That's the only thing I can imagine. Maybe it's a girl that's fully nude, but hard to say.
And it's the point where you can frequently experience
It, I mean, this must be his
another attack because they
friend.
won't get IP or hardware banned. And it's the point
Like, it's the same girl. I think it's a girl. I mean, a lot of people in VR chat like to play in girl models, whether it's a dude or an actual girl. So I have no idea, but this must be like a female friend or just a person that uses a female model, and they get a lot of attention.
where you can frequently experience it in most lobbies. It's about
Yeah, I guess he just walked into a random lobby and unfortunately had to deal with like 20 creeps.
as common as finding a hacker in CSGO or a gambling addict.
Vice. We need Vice stocks in faction you.
But the people I talked to on that video were
Nine.
just genuinely terrible people, and I know one of which is still active on the platform. But what else can I say about terrible people? And I know one of
I don't know, is that supposed to be censored on whatever the hell's going on back there? I'm guessing someone's ERPing the back. Tech gangster. Yeah, I'm guessing this is probably a private lobby or something like that. Where a bunch of these guys are either, I'm trying to remember what it is, but like veterans or whatever the ranking is in VR chat.
which is still active on the platform. But what else can I say about VRChat? Well, recently I came across a video on YouTube that edged my prostate like a full gloved fist colonizing my crevice. With
Hold on, wait.
that edge.
I want to see
But
who's
what
that
else
video
can
from.
I say about VRChat? Well, recently I came
Realm Eltron. Hmm. I thought it was gonna be one of the other popular creators. I remember watching a lot of creators who make VR chat. Like I remember a guy that would make IRL stories or personal stories of the people who play VR chat, and it was just a lot of insight on some people who use VR chat to cope with like their real life problems. I thought he was using that, but no, this is a completely different video that I have no idea what's about.
came across a video on YouTube that edged my prostate like a full gloved fist colonizing my crevice. With interest, of course, because as said previously, I'm a seasoned vet in VRChat.
Oh no.
I love this Rick meme. Oh no. No. I'm scared to look at my hours. I'm gonna make a quick cut and we're gonna look at my hours real quick. Hold on, I gotta see. Rookie numbers. Yeah, I had a lot of time with VR chat, and so I didn't remember how much, but man, quite a lot of time. But all right, let's get back to the video.
Oh no.
I've earned my 4 tour medals, and I'm proud of them because
4 tours, try 6.
I essentially overcame my addiction and developed 2 more: gambling and making these videos.
He's literally saying me. There is one VR chat video on my channel. I mean, you guys can probably go find it. I'm pretty sure it was a funny video. Maybe 2 or 3. I can't remember exactly, but yeah, it was like near the beginning-ish of my channel when I started doing walkthroughs and I wanted to put something else on the channel, like funny moments. But yeah, he's basically just saying like what happened to me where I wanted to like start taking YouTube more seriously. And so I started focusing on playing other games because I wanted like other things on my channel. So I started focusing on that. And then I started editing my own videos, my own thumbnails. And now I'm really doing the grind for YouTube to try and make it work one day. But yeah, that was basically me, where it's like YouTube kind of consumed my time because I used to be on VR chat like 12 hours a day or get on VR chat for a while until breakfast was ready and then I would get back on and then be talking to my online friends, possibly girlfriend at the time, and then just be on there until like my parents or somebody needed me. I remember like so many times I would get so annoyed when they would ask me to like go out, either to go out and eat for family events or something because I just wanted to play VR chat. I was addicted, which was bad at the time, but I mean, it helped time passed. Like it helped me gain friends, quote unquote. Those friends for me were unfortunately like weren't real friends because we never played anything outside of VR chat because I was like so lonely at that time, like near the end of high school to the beginning of college. Home life was just so boring and so I was filling it with VR chat and then content creation because those were my two passions at the time. But now I'm over VR chat for the most part. I mean, I'll get on it every once in a while, but not that often anymore.
For you, little goobers. So essentially, I have more than enough credentials to talk about the topic, even though I know some of you mentally diseased and crippled are going to comment they have more hours than
That could be me. Yeah. Makes me think maybe I should make a VR chat video talking about it. But first, I gotta see what this guy even talks about. If there would be anything I would even want to talk about.
me, and in comparison, I'm a novice compared to them, which is essentially like bragging you have stage 3 terminal gonorrhea. But how many VR chat hours do you have? But anyway, the video that piqued my interest was about VR chat dating. And there is actually a lot to VR chat dating, and it has changed exponentially since I stopped playing.
I absolutely I hate that app so much. Like, oh my god, it makes me so mad for no reason. I find the idea of a VR chat dating app is like so dumb because you're always changing your model unless you have like one iconic model that is literally you. So I don't understand like these pictures to show what your models are or your model. I'm guessing like they have the pictures of all the models they like to be, and so this is probably what you would see. So kind of like this is my style. If you like any of it, swipe. But also, is this a real app or is this just on VR chat? That is a question that I never figured out. I remember seeing it in one of the worlds like being advertised, but I never looked into if it was a real thing that you could do IRL or if this was something that you could only do in VR chat.
Playing the game, and the rabbit hole goes deeper than the Mariana Trench now. But anyway, quickly, if you don't know what VR chat is, I'm gonna guess there is not a solid block of parmesan that has hardened to the level of granite under that meat sleeve of yours.
Oh my. What the fuck? What is that meme? But yeah, it takes him 2 minutes and 33 seconds or 2 minutes and 30 seconds to get into what VR chat is. I would imagine most people already watched the first two, or like he wouldn't have talked about like the first minute.
Or you're a Rec Room player.
Funny thing is, like when Rec Room came out, I heard everyone say it's a much better version of VR chat. Like I remember downloading it and was gonna play it like one day with a friend, but we never got around to it, and so we never played it. Also, I love this meme of the chat and the song. It's so funny.
VRChat is a virtual platform where you can interact with other people through the power of VR, with additional features to improve your immersion being face tracking, full body tracking, and, unfortunately, ERP, which is
Why'd he mention ERP? He didn't even say like VR itself. Like he said to enhance the gameplay or enhance something.
being face tracking,
Hold on.
people through the power of VR, with additional features to improve
I mean, he did say VR in the beginning, but he doesn't even say that's the thing that improves the experience. I'm guessing he just assumes everyone has VR. Usually, when people start the game, they're on PC, and so that's how I usually assume everyone is. I assume people start off as PC, then they get a VR, and then they get face tracking and then full body tracking. So I see VR as an enhancing experience, kind of like how he said, but I guess he just assumes people start off with VR for VR chat, which I mean is fine to assume.
your immersion being face tracking, full body tracking, and
But see, he mentions products that improve the game and then go straight into, I don't know, a lifestyle, I don't even know what you would call ERP, but something that is not a product that enhances your thing, which I kind of felt like he should have started a different sentence with that, but he tried to make a point here.
and unfortunately ERP, which is essentially just pixel smashing or explicit activities on the VRChat platform, also a big problem because of how frequent it is,
Your little pussy belongs to me.
and the fact that people are actually monetizing it now.
Jesus, oh, I was not expecting this.
I'm an escort, so I kind of do this for pay for people. It's $25 for an entire hour.
Yes,
Oh, also, what a pause menu. But Jesus Christ, I when I was on VR chat, I don't remember people explicitly asking for pay, literally being prostitutes in VR chat. Like I know there was people that worked at clubs and were kind of paid in clubs. Club would be paid and they would sometimes pay the girls, or sometimes the girls would have OFs or something else to be paid. But I think that's the first time I've ever heard of prostitution in VR chat, which I find super weird. Like, I understand the hustle, but then I'm also like one of those people that it's like I just don't understand paying for stuff sometimes. Like, I devalue VR chat less than real life, but I do understand the purpose people give VR chat. Like, you're able to make real friends, real connections on VR chat, as I have, and that's great. But, like, things like VR chat, ERP over real sex, or other stuff like that, it's like those things are on a completely different level that I would never put on the same pedestal. I don't even believe in paying for IRL, so I certainly do not believe in paying for virtual pussy.
you can pay for a crumb of genitalia on VRChat now.
A crumb of genitalia. Yeah, the super benefits aside from these people getting the money is that there's literally zero danger. That's like, now they don't have to worry about assault or anything like that. They can basically get rid of you whenever they want. Like it's all in the hands of them because you're paying, and as soon as that money leaves your bank account for the person, they can just kick you or block you or whatever if you like invalidate their rules.
Oh, how we've strayed from the path of God. It also gets worse when there's actually avatars that can interact with each other now through a feature called DPS. No, not damage per second, idiot. Dynamic penetration system. And there is also equipment now that will suction cup to your genitals, and if somebody touches your avatar or touches that area of your body, it will respond. And there is also a new thing called Pie Shock, which is a collar you can wear and people can electrocute you. Like, I know it's a kink and everything, and you do you, but just commit a few murders, and I think in most American states, they'll do that for free. But it's safe.
Just commit a few murders. I'm surprised he hasn't talked about. I forget what the vest is called. It's a vest that let people touch you and you like feel vibrations whenever someone touches that part of your body. I don't remember what it's called. Mm. So I feel like he skipped a step, but maybe he'll come back around to it. Maybe he's saving that.
To say that VRChat has evolved into a more NSFW setting from its initial concept and release in 2014, and the VRChat devs are aware of this, with many VRChat worlds having age warnings and terms and conditions, along with a filter that, when enabled in the settings, disables anything labelled as NSFW. But if your face isn't grimacing from the things I've just listed, and your appetite is still well intact, the worst things that happen in VRChat I can't mention in this video. But anyway, with what VRChat is, and
All he has to say is it's really weird to say, but minors and then ERP. That's literally all he has to say. He doesn't even have to go graphic with it. He's just saying, yeah, this is unfortunately happening because some adults take advantage of the kids who don't know or are trying something that they shouldn't be trying. So I kind of don't understand. Maybe it's in like the more sexual worlds, is what he's talking about, where it's like it is ERP, but it's like hardcore in like some ways that it's like not even normal people would be comfortable with.
the degenerate activities that are carrying out the way.
For I don't know if that's supposed to be a girl or a guy, but from the sneakers, pants, and everything, I guess it's a guy. Maybe it's a femboy.
Wouldn't you be happy to know that most of
Uh, I mean, it's a girl. We figured that out. I guess it's one of those models where they have a Fuda dick. I've seen plenty of those in my time. Or maybe it's one of those worlds where I guess there's equipables? Equipable dick, possibly?
it applies to the VRChat dating scene? And with my bachelor's degree in VRChat and loneliness, we're going to talk about the VRChat dating scene and how bad it truly is. So load up that 44 caliber Magnum, kiss your family members goodbye for the last time, because in your current state, if you have any hope for humanity left in you, it's about to get diminished. So first, how does VRChat dating work?
Okay, if I had to guess as a veteran what he's gonna say, I would say probably one guy starts up a conversation with either a group of people, maybe a random girl, random guy, whatever they're into. They start talking them up, either start liking that person because they become friends or whatever, or start becoming friendly with the group and then become part of the group. Eventually, they take interest in one of the people in the group. Since they're friends, I mean, it's not too much to probably ask them if they're in a relationship or not. And if they're not, then they go together. I mean, probably for the other one, they start talking to a random girl and eventually like kind of figures out whether they're friendly or not, if they vibe together, and if they vibe together they probably start hanging out a lot more, going to private worlds, and then probably start messing around and then probably become boyfriend and girlfriend. That's kind of how I imagine it, but I could be wrong, at least by what this guy's research is. God, I love that music so much. It kind of sounds like the old Disney music, like whenever you would put in a VHS. Like, it kind of reminds me of that music, but this is the loading music for whenever you load into a new map in VR chat.
Well, it's very straightforward and has been made simpler over time. I know this is not a tips and tricks video on how to build a Minecraft house. I know you're lonely, but hopefully not this lonely. It usually begins by going into public lobbies, meeting somebody, finding out you have a lot in common and actually
Damn. The one thing I am always surprised in VR chat, which I really shouldn't be, is that how VR chat always updates. So they are always adding new models to the game. So usually, whatever is the newest media, you will usually start to see that media in VR chat. Back when I used to play, there was no Zenless Zone Zero, and there was like hardly any Genshin like characters and stuff like that. And so I can only imagine now it's probably filled with a lot of Genshin and Zenless Zone Zero. Also, it's kind of crazy seeing Jujutsu Kaisen like last arc material in VR chat.
getting along. I know people with social anxiety are probably struggling with the first step here. After getting along for a bit, you probably log on daily to meet each other. Maybe go on virtual dates. Maybe sit in front of mirrors, cuddling each other like the rest of the narcissists in that game. Prying any VR chat user from a mirror. It's like prying a crackhead from a crack pipe.
Oh my god, I was so pissed back then because like I wanted to do so many things in VR chat. I wanted to stop being in front of the fucking mirror. It's like, please guys, can we do something? There's games on here that we can do. Sometimes the thing I hated so much was that the mirror would be filled up with so many people after a while. Because depending whether you were in a public world or a private world, like two things would happen. First, in a public, I mean, just people are all gonna migrate to the mirror and just be around it. So usually you would get like one or two people, like either dating or a group of friends there. And then their friends would join off them and start talking to them around the mirror. And then you would get the randoms also coming in to be around the mirror. And so that would just be a clusterfuck. And then that other thing also happens in private worlds, just without the randoms, where people join off their friends, and then eventually the entire private world basically becomes a public lobby with how many people there are, all in front of a mirror. And it was just so annoying because I wanted to do stuff. I wanted to be more active in VR chat. That one hobby, it's cool to just, chill, but like just being in front of the mirror is just so boring to me.
And maybe you even have matching avatars. Look,
Ah, my god. I did that like once or twice. I usually hate the e-boy avatars for the most part. Like some of them can be cool, but usually whenever there was a matching avatar, it's usually either the girl was bad, the guy was bad, and so me and the other person could never agree on an avatar. I just like being whatever I like to be. Being matching to me is kind of cringe. Hot take, but that's just me.
look at you, aren't you so cute? And then maybe after all this, you decide to take it to the next level. The big step, the final base, if you will.
Hold on, wait.
After all this, you decide to take it to the next level. The big step, the
Minor dwindling ERP. Okay, I do kind of like that he put this graphic on here where it's like ERP isn't the final step. I was kind of gonna joke around being like ERP is that final step, but no. So I mean, he also sees it, or at least whoever made this graph is like, yeah, ERP or sex comes before the relationship. It's like, they fuck around a little bit.
final base, if you will. You've transitioned from thigh highs to big boy pants now. And that is adding them on Discord, where they'll finally send you a picture of themselves and ask for one in return. You look in the mirror, the camera flashes, and
For me, it's like Discord happened probably during the mirror dwelling phase or maybe during the cuddling phase. Like you got that shit out like pretty early. You wouldn't wait till the very last step to like ask for Discord. But yeah, I remember sending a few pics on Discord.
you send the picture. She starts typing, and then you realize something. She's just deleted her picture. Well, buddy, you've just been blocked. She was so repulsed by the way you look, your personality could not carry that relationship. As a result, subsequently, she had to block you. Or maybe it's the other way around and you learned they looked like Larry from SpongeBob, or something straight out the chump
Jesus Christ. Oh my god. That's so funny. Uh
bucket. Either way, that is basically dating in VR chat. And if you thought all the e-couples were confined to Valorant, then you're wrong, because it's most lobbies you will find people like this. Either people expressing their love for one another or people looking for somebody. I mean, come on, there is a reason why most people in most lobbies have their current relationship status in
Taken by Felix. Yeah, I also there's so many things that I hate about VR chat. Like I don't know if this is just me being an incel whatever, but I just kind of hate like a lot of people showing off their love in this game because it's like I feel like you can do a relationship and not be overly lovey-dovey and romantic. So being put like status taken by whatsoever his name or then constantly being on your partner is just so weird to me. It's like it just feels like you're so dependent on them that's like you can't just be casual around them. It's like your casual is being all up on them and like not letting go.
their bio, along with their current mental status, and
You really want to know? I am single.
easily lied about age, and the members of their fake family because mum
I also hate that so much too. The VR family. Like I never understood the concept. Like some people would be older, some people would be younger. Like I think sometimes I would hear moms being younger, sisters being the same age, older, younger. I mean, I guess sisters it doesn't matter. Son, like what the hell is a son? Is it just somebody younger? I mean, they could basically fit into a brother role as well. That's also so weird to me.
me and daddy didn't want to repeat the same mistake, and quite possibly the name of their partner. This is the average VR chat user now, apart from the people that only get on to get high and drink themselves to death.
Yeah, also VR chat has a big problem with drinking or at least people doing drugs and other stuff. Doing like everything to be intoxicated in the game because I was at drinking nights or clubs so often just hearing people like take shots all night long. I was surprised like at how long they were drinking. Is your kidneys gonna be all right or whatever? Was it the liver? It was one of those two where something is eventually gonna give out. I mean, it would be a sad day if it ever happened on VR chat.
I did an experiment and proved this to be true. Alright, testing out, testing out. I hear people buy the mirror. This is going to be easy. This is going to be GG's easy. Done. GG's. The Archer and E-Dating have become easy. This is going to be GG's easy.
Single Pringle 24 17 plus anime the funny thing about this, he's 24 looking for 17 plus. Like he could just make the number 18 plus. Maybe he's from Europe or somewhere else where 16, 17 is more friendly, but still, it's like just to be safe, you could have been 18 plus. So I just find that funny.
Done. GG's. VRChat and e-dating have become synonymous with each other. Why do you think these so-called tools that VRChat users use for long-distance relationships either sponsor or target VRChat?
Discord sponsored by the business. Commission Mika partner channel. Discord sponsored by the businesses. I'm trying to figure out what the hell I'm looking at. So, what does that mean? So, does that mean VRChat sponsors some Discords that are fishy? Or is it something else? I'm super curious on what he means by this, or is it the Discords that sponsor VRChat because they like want something from VRChat? Yeah, I have no idea what it's talking about exactly. Or maybe it's supposed to be that blurred one. I think it's supposed to be the blurred one.
Chat users, because that aspect alone has become a part of the
I just want to
with
go
each
back
other.
to what I
Why
said.
do you think these so-called tools that VRChat users use for long-distance relationships either sponsor or target VRChat users? Because that aspect alone has become a part of VRChat's personality now, and that's why most people, when they hear you play VRChat, think you're a filthy little e-data. But most of those things
I love that sound effect as well. Thinks you're a filthy little e-dater.
existed when I was still playing VRChat. It's actually been a thing for quite some time, and a majority of people are used to the usual antics and are desensitized at this point to most of the occurrence of these things. But
Yeah, that's probably literally me. I'm desensitized to it all. I mean, I understand like what's wrong, what's not, but at this point, I'm like, that's just the culture of VRChat. It's like if you can't change it unless you're a developer or the person that controls the game. Because if you're just a prude about it, it's like you're literally not gonna make any friends or do anything productive if you're basically telling people, oh, you should stop drinking, oh, you shouldn't be using the tools, or you shouldn't be having these avatars with the DPS, or you shouldn't be ERPing. Like, literally, you just become a buzzkill to everyone.
imagine my horror when I learned that it's been made easier now, and they've actually revolutionized it to a point where I didn't even think was possible, with two new methods that don't even require you to use VRChat, and a feature added by the VRChat team which has been used for dating.
The
The
app,
newer method is an app. Yes, there is a VRChat date
VR dating metaverse. 100K downloads? What the hell? That's actually ridiculous. I really want to go check and see, does that have 100K downloads? Because that's crazy if it does, to actually get people off VR chat and to download this app. Because I think that's up there with some of the other dating apps. Like, I'm pretty sure like Tinder, Bumble, and all of that have like millions. But even just reaching like 100K, like that's on some mobile games, that is on some like dating apps like level. So that is a pretty big like downloads. And plus I didn't even know that many people on VR chat were willing to do stuff outside of VR chat.
dating app. In fact, there are multiple. Two main ones are Never Met and Fletchwell, which are actually advertised in VRChat Wilds. And the experience on the app is very akin to Tinder, where you can swipe right if you're interested in somebody and left if you're not. And Never Met has the added feature of not allowing you to upload an actual picture
No photos. Express yourself exactly how you want, and they support personality first relationships. To keep things uniform, we decided that no IRL photos are allowed. Like, that's so dumb. Like, I understand. Like, unless these pictures are showing off their personality by showing off what avatars, but it seems dumb.
of yourself. It has to be a VRChat picture of your avatar, as the main driving point is going off personality first instead of appearance. But I think a 60-year-old dude in a femboy avatar pretty much reveals your personality. On the app, there is a way to verify your age, but all it does is simply verify your account. It doesn't prevent you from using the app in general. So
18 plus and IRL birthdays required. User must enter their true IRL birthday into Never Met. And we have a strict policy that every user must be at least 18 plus. Anyone has been caught lying about their age will be banned from Never Met immediately. So it's like if you're 18, or I guess below 18, the app doesn't ban you right away. Or like you put 18 plus, but you're not 18 and continue to use the app. You have to somehow slip up and tell someone you're not 18 and then get reported to staff, and then you're likely to get banned. But aside from that, they have no method of actually verifying because they don't ask for your ID or anything real.
So, like Tinder, it has that flaw of potentially people lying about their age. So, if you're going to use the app, be careful. But the pipeline probably goes like you match with somebody, you say your greetings, you get to know each other, then you either add each other on Discord or you start playing VRchat together, and then things progress from there. But the fact there is an app for dating in VRchat is just foreign to me. Like, we got a VRchat dating app before GTA 6 and before Valorant did it. But then again, they have Swift Play for that. But it just feels like it shouldn't exist, and at the same time makes sense it exists. It's weird.
It's super weird that, and it feels like it shouldn't exist, but it does exist because it makes it easier for them to date and do the e-dating, the ERP, all of that much easier because now you just simply swipe. Oh, they're hot. They like me. Okay, let's meet up, potentially like talk about relationship stuff or, just bang.
To be at this stage of the internet. But if you end up finding someone nice on that, good for you. I hope the mental trauma in the long run.
I love these pictures. Guy's reaction and memes are on point. I love the cat that looks like he's having a headache or migraine, and then Chozo also looking distraught.
Is worth it. But either way is through Discord servers. As I mentioned in my previous video, there are club Discord servers for VRChat, for organizing events in the virtual world and meeting other people. Some of the more popular Discord servers and clubs are Club Mika, Club Poseidon, and Club Orion. And quite often on these Discord servers, there is either a bio section or a dating section where you can talk about yourself and hope somebody sends you a Discord message. And in some of these Discords, there is a one night stand section where you can post a temporary bio and meet that person that night and knock the ones and zeros out of their binary until post-nut clarity gets you and you realize what you've just done. But as I've said previously, I've made a hobby of occasionally looking at these bios because in general most of them are normal, just people genuinely looking for a connection with somebody, and there is nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with looking for friends or a potential partner, and VRChat in general was made to make connections with other people. It is a social game, but occasionally you get a bio in these Discords that genuinely sticks out from the rest, either because it's really disturbing, or they go into a deep layer of detail about their interests and extracurricular activities. For example, let's look at a normal one compared to one that may be viewed as extreme. Of course, I'm going to censor important information so you can't track them down. Age 19, gender male, country and time zone France. French. Sexuality straight, preference women, availability mostly at night, looking for ERP partners and friends. Now, that was a really normal one. Like, I'm surprised how safe for work that was, but it only gets worse from here. Age 21, country/time zone, Europe, France. Oh fuck, I think I'm allergic to the French. Gender female, sexuality straight, looking for friends with benefits, friends, pet owners, hard dom.
Dom.
And masters uwu.
Yeah. Yeah. The people on VRChat like to talk more about their kinks and stuff. So I remember seeing a lot of masters, a lot of dom talk, all of that. And so a lot of people are not afraid to talk about their stuff. Power to them to talk about it, but it's like I'd keep that to myself for the most part and would only talk to probably friends or other stuff about that. That is not something I would put in the dating profile for people to see right away.
Preference, masculinity, DM policy open. Kinks, domination, degradation, pet play, and I'm not reading the last one out. Now that is still a semi-normal bio. Domination, degradation, pet play, and I'm not reading the last.
I mean, he read all three. I guess there was just one he didn't put, but man, it must have been pretty bad. Domination, degradation. I can only think of some other play, and it starts with an R. That's the only other play I can think it's so bad that he doesn't want to mention it.
One out. Now that is still a semi-normal buyer, and probably your average VRchat player. Now for the more extreme ones. People that definitely need their internet access revoked, and their name blacklisted from most internet service providers. Age, late 30s, gender, male, sexuality, straight, but I love to consume cock in VRC though.
Wait, he's straight but loves to consume cock in VRC? Like, as I said, I'm not trying to step on anyone's toes, but it's like, how can you be straight but then, like, talk like this in being like, I loves to consume cock? Let's continue. Let's see if it gets any better.
Looking for woman, new master, relationship, and possibly a wife. And a overly hot bitch that loves to be lewd. Kinks. Public lobby fun. Vor would like to try. Domination loss. And then a laundry list of kinks that I'm not going to read out. Know that bio was something, but it gives you a better idea of the more extreme side of VRchat. And not all players are like that, it's just the
I'm guessing that person put the plunger in their dick area as like, yeah, look at me, I have a dick.
small community of degenerates.
VR chat groups, yep.
The last thing used for dating was actually implemented by VRchat itself. And this is VRchat groups, and it released recently. It allows you to join small communities and join public or private instances for that group. In addition to this, you can also wear the title of one of the groups above your
Goonism. Gooner.
head, so that everyone around you knows you're a part of that group. Some of my favorite groups are the Gooning Group, the Arizona Tea Gang, the Submersible and Implosive
Jesus.
Gang, the Daddy Markiplier Gang, and for any British person that wants a decent sausage roll, the Greg's Gang, but Coupland is obviously better, so f you. But there are also a lot of dating groups, a lot for single people, and a lot for just things like ERP, with most of them being a joke, but some of them being completely
No ERP meetup. Like, damn, I wish one of them would be able to, like, hold the name of, like, the ERP group or ERP. Like, I find that's just a terrible system when anybody can make a name of the group and it can be the same as literally every other group. So it's like you have 100 different people making the same name for something that's already been made. Like, I really wish each one had to be distinct, and it's like, oh, this group's name has already been taken. You can't create that.
serious. But as I said, some of these groups have events where you can join and meet other single people. So basically, it's on the same lines as a IRL singles event. Also, just an extra note, if you have your VR chat groups public, and you have some degenerate groups in there, people tend to use that first when they're trying to bully you.
Oh, hell no.
And judging by the people watching, the person bullying you is going to have adequate ammunition, probably
Mommy issues.
7.62 hollow point.
Gordon, you lousy motherfucker. Get your dork ass down to the test chamber or else I will shove the sample up your ass.
Now, there's only so much we can do the outside looking in for this topic. Like, we can generally talk about VR chat dating, but not necessarily experience it ourselves. And no, I'm not going on a VR chat date just for a video. Fuck you. But we can experience how these relationships start through the methods I described previously, to see if VR chat dating really is deplorable or just completely normal.
So wait, he just said like he's not gonna go on a date, but then he is going to go on a date? I'm kind of confused.
So I did an experiment and set up 4 accounts. 2 on the Never Met app, a male and a female, both in their early 20s just looking for someone to play games with and possibly date in VR chat. And I posted 2 bios in the Discord servers, one from a female and one from a femboy. Because, you know, f it at this point. Once again, both in their early 20s, both looking for a relationship, regardless of gender. and some interesting spice to go along with it. I kept these accounts up for 24 hours and kept to the rule of not replying to them because that would have just been cruel at that point. And the results were very interesting. It actually surprised me. On the Never Met app, the female got 20 matches in the first day and just generally wholesome messages asking for people to play games. The male, on the other hand, only 5 matches and no messages whatsoever. Now,
Jesus, I mean, that literally speaks to how dating on IRL apps are as well. I mean, the girl gets so many matches of, I'm guessing, guys. I don't know if they had it as like guys and girls, because if both their sexualities were straight when he said it, then that means probably just the other gender. But yeah, it's like girls are a lot more picky than guys, and so probably everyone wanted to bang the female on the Tinder or Never Mets.
Now, going onto the Discord, it gets more interesting. Because on the Never Met app, we're actually restricted to what we can say, but on these Discord servers, we can basically say whatever we want. And do that I did. And the responses, as I said, were surprising. For the Discord femboy, they received no messages whatsoever.
Yeah, it's also the same basically on Discords and other stuff as the apps.
Nobody was interested. Maybe I'm just bad at acting like a femboy. But the female, on the other hand, received 12 message requests from 9 guys, 2 females, and
One femboy.
1 femboy. The youngest being 21 and the oldest being 29. All looking for relationships and 2 proposing just to be being 20 message requests from 9 guys,
2 females. Even the females hitting on other females. Even though, isn't it supposed to be like
But
straight?
the female, on the other hand, received
Looking for a relationship. I guess they don't really even say.
the youngest being 21 and the oldest being 29. All looking for relationships and 2 proposing just to be friends with benefits. And the messages were actually kind of wholesome. You had one guy sending a picture of his cat, one just looking for cuddles in Vrchat, and one looking to watch an anime together. It actually surprised me there was not
It would not have been just that. Trust me, from experience, it would not have been that. And from hearing stuff, that would have gone so degenerate so fast. They probably would have gotten a few. It's like Netflix and chill. That's basically how it would have been.
one NSFW message, even with the bait in the bio. They all just wanted to do wholesome things. But you could make the argument that, maybe they're acting like that so you don't think they're a creep. But we never know because I'm not interacting with them any further. But in conclusion, VR chat dating really isn't all that bad and probably gets a bad rep. Yes, I've made fun of it throughout this video, but that's just me being me. I think as long as it's between 2 consenting adults, emphasis on the adults, and they're not doing anything explicit in public lobbies where kids are, I think it's fine. We live in an age now where online dating is becoming more and more normal because of social media and online games, where you have people meeting their future husband in Valorant and VR chat. Yes,
I mean, I'm pretty sure I have heard some people have met up in VR chat and actually have a successful relationships. So I am very happy for those people. I used to have a few friends that did, or at least know of a few acquaintances that did, and that was like very good for them.
has a negative stigma around it. People usually think you're a weirdo if you online date, but compared to like 10 years ago, I think that stigma's getting more and more weaker. Because as I said, it's becoming more and more normal to utilize technology where you can connect to everyone around the world. And VRChat was the first instance where you can interact with those people through the power of virtual reality. And of course, as people interact with each other around the world, relationships are going to happen. And I think eventually it's just going to become normal. And I know I shit on VRChat a lot, but it's one of my most played games.
I love these memes!
Just down to the fact I've met friends through there, and they've made it worthwhile putting 3,500 hours into that game over the span of 8 years, so it's not that bad. But anyway, yep, that's the video. I hope you get pixel cooked in your next relationship. That's C-U-C-K-E-D in case my accent made it so you couldn't understand me. Just like with the YouTube voice recognition, doesn't light up the like.
Alright. Well, yeah, that's basically the entirety of his videos. But I found that to be hilarious, and I mean, not as informative as I wanted, because basically, that's everything I knew from VR chat from 2, 3 years ago. I don't know when I stopped playing for real. Yeah, it's basically stayed the same. I guess the only new info is the app. But then again, I did kind of know about the app before. I just never like actually saw it and didn't know if it was just a VR chat thing or if it was an IRL app. But yeah, that video was really good. The editing was fire. I laughed so many times during this video. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed Royalty is Here's video, VR chat dating is the worst. Please make sure to subscribe to him, follow, and check out the video if you guys want to watch that yourselves. Because that was super funny. I really enjoyed it. And if you guys enjoyed my reaction, please make sure to follow me on all my social medias like my Twitter, my Twitch, my YouTube, my DLive, my TikTok, my Kick, Rumble, Odyssey, and Daily Motion. Check out my second YouTube channel and like and comment on all my videos and even join my Discord. There you can stay up to date with everything I choose to do or my streams, videos, or anything else. But yeah, I hope to see you guys